Marta. Thanks so much for your company. Listen, let's kick off with the front page of the Financial Times weekend, and it's all about SpaceX soars 30% in this historic debut on the Wall Street.
Yeah, it's a lovely Saturday, but it's an even better day for Elon Musk, who's now, he was the world's richest man, and he's still the world's richest man, but even higher because he's an actual trillionaire. His company's been valued at over $2 trillion. We were trying to work out how many zeros it is. It's a million. Okay. So it's a lot. I don't think that it really matters how many actual zeros there are. The group's shares jumped to $176, and it has paved the way for all of these other AI companies like Anthropic and OpenAI to also have gigantic valuations. This is the biggest and most lucrative offering on the stock market that there has ever been. It's just setting the stage for being a pioneer, not always in good ways. I mean, he's breaking records in the sense of being extremely volatile and erratic and very bizarre, and being really, really, really rich. And he's floated a range of options for what he's going to use all his trillions on. See if any of this appeals. It's not world hunger. It's not curing illiteracy or any of those things. Right, a skyscraper-sized reusable Starship rocket. Reusable rocket, so presumably once you've used it once, you can use it a few times, bring it back down to Earth. A 1 million strong colony on Mars. So that's us three, plus another bunch of people to bring it up to 1 million to colonise Mars. Starting a lunar economy, I don't know what that means. Space Bitcoin, possibly, and a network of orbital AI data, which I'm assuming is data centres just ringing the earth. So those are all the wonderful things he's going to spend his trillions on.
You know, what I find really striking, aside from the valuation of the company, is a private company that's controlled by one individual, launching satellites, you know, carrying astronauts and having that colony, potentially.
Just indulging weird fantasies based on all the amazing science fiction literature that we read when we were growing up. Some of that literature was meant as a warning to humanity. You're not supposed to be doing all of it. It was not supposed to be seen as a good thing to do these things, but he's got the money now, and this is part of a trend. It's part of the AI satellite sort of
race, space race. And that's the other really interesting thing, because if you look back in history, heading to the moon or the International Space Station was a collective nation that was proud, a movement. Now it looks like it's private individuals, whether it's Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos. So that's an interesting turn. But the Daily Mail focusing India on Musk. I love this headline, Musk, a man in a trillion. And you know, pointing to some of what Badisha said there, he has amassed a huge amount of wealth in relatively a short amount of time, investing in different types of companies, making these savvy moves, some might describe it, and then this pot of money that could essentially buy many, many things that don't include solving world hunger.
Yes, so, I mean, of course, on your point, there are so many things that he has pioneered and changed our lives in a very positive way. I mean, even just the boom for electric vehicles, reusable rockets in space, providing internet to areas like in warfare, like in Ukraine or in remote places. So there are a few things that you can't critique him on, but for sure, this level of wealth is unprecedented. And as you say, the Mail does a funny little pull-out box on sort of all the things one could potentially do with $1 million. And there is sort of lots of commentary about this on social media. A post from Forbes or Yahoo Finance or whatever it might be, sort of comparing what it might be. So he's now worth more than the entire GDP of Manhattan, which is 1.1 trillion. If he was a country, he'd be the 20th richest country. The entire he could wipe out America's entire medical debt 4 times over. He could buy the New York Knicks 102 times over. He could buy every Premier League football team multiple times. So, and also this one's quite funny, laid end to end, $2 trillion notes could wrap around the equator 3,890 times and reach the sun from the earth. So quite a significant sum, one would say.
Well, he's got a lot of cash, potentially a lot of time to spend it too. Let's move on now to a story in the The Times doom scrolling through 708 videos a day, how teenagers are spending their time. The Times essentially invited 23 young people as a sample to talk to them about how they're engaging with this social media platform. And a lot of the children describing their time online as brain rot, referring to those AI-generated videos that don't really leave you with anything useful.
That's absolutely right. And in fact, I think the headline of doom scrolling is not quite right. The kids themselves are saying it properly. It's just this rotting, garbagey, you can't remember what it is. There's been a huge survey with a lot of averaging out of kids, so they didn't just focus on the kids that are using TikTok and other short-form video servers all the time. It was including those who use it a bit less. But the data is really alarming. A majority of the worst users are using it from 10 p.m. until the morning, the next morning, and a big significant number within that are using it between midnight and 6 a.m. So they're lying in bed and they're toggling between watching these endless videos, around 708 per day. The worst users are seeing up to 30,000 videos per month, and they are messaging their friends, then doing a video, and then getting involved in online trends. So post a little video every single day, post what you're doing every hour. And they themselves are so clever and so critical. They know it's addictive, they know it's horrible, they don't enjoy it, and it's our fault. It's adults who've developed the software, it's adults who developed the hardware. Kids did not do this, and it is designed to be addictive. All of these tech companies have panels of experts who know how to hack our brains and hack our dopamine.
And, you know, a lot of talk has been about, you know, potential ban on the horizon from the government, maybe an announcement on Monday around this. It's been so interesting to watch, India, the argument play out around, you know, the addictive nature of social media platforms. The fact that, you know, certain platforms have this addictive nature, this doom scrolling that they could effectively get rid of.
Well, one point that I love that Boleto made was that we know how addictive it is, yet we are stuck in this loop because it is a feedback loop. You go on it, you're suddenly, you know, 20, 40, 100 videos deep. You are not even remembering what you're seeing. And I think it's completely hijacked our dopamine systems. So our reward system is completely off kilter. We need this immediate hit now because that's what our brain is used to. Our attention spans are widely reported to be diminishing. I mean, I even feel it myself. You know, you have to force yourself to really stay on a book or to, you know, even the double screening. So now we know that Netflix, for example, write TV and movie scripts built for two-screen watching, i.e. someone not paying attention and on social media while watching.
And you know the other side of this, we've never been in a period of time where we see ourselves so much. And not just us who are on TV, right? But kids, these kids from this, you know, article, Tom, 15, spending 4 hours and 7 minutes on social media, 15 years old. Those 4 hours, you wonder what they could have done instead.
Absolutely. And to your point about them seeing themselves so much, we are also entering a world where we're not actually experiencing things. We experience it through the lens of the phone. I mean, you know, there's all this talk about concerts, but even holidays, you know, there's this chat about if you don't get the right picture, you know, did you even go on the holiday?
Oh, my goodness,
we're doing things for the perception, not for the experience.
We're constantly surveilled. We're surveilling others and we're surveilling ourselves 24/7.
Enough already,
Enough already.
Stop this media.
Stop this
Not to you, lovely ladies, but we will have to call it time there. Thank you so much, Boleto, India, for your company. I've really enjoyed this morning. Thank you.